And it's kind of simple. Like, I pay a utility bill and rent. That's it. And then, of course, you know, food, phone, and, you know, like a credit card that I have out, you know, I'm saying outstanding, I just pay on it, whatever it's called. I've always wondered, like, what do people do, and how do they, some people live on a line of credit, maybe they run a restaurant or a store, or, and they're just used to that type of life. I've thought about trying to, I was like, how do you get a loan to run a business? But you would have to have customers. Thanks. You would have to have customers to be able to pay on the loan. Like, logically, it's like, anyway, so I walk around here, I always wonder how people, a lot of people have money already from families that are steeped in, you know, lineage money or what have you. Here's American Lofts is up here in gray and white. And the person whose cat I took care of lived in 2 different units. I forget the floors now. Here's a bakery thing. The first one I really liked. It had a warmer feeling. It's hard to explain. And I remember she had all her plants on one of the, in fact, she was in the same, it would be like the same unit on a floor, but different floors. And she would have tons of plants all out on her balcony. No one else has that right now, from what I can see. No one else. She had a corner unit both times. The first one had a different feel, and it was laid out differently. She had a long communal table that stretched out from a kitchen that opened up to the living room. The layout was slightly different. The second one had darker hardwood flooring. The first one had light hardwood flooring, and this became an issue when the Pope came to Philadelphia. 3 of my clients wound up in, like, switching out of their normal work or of their normal living space for some reason, whether for house renovations or she just changed her unit altogether. But all 3 of those people had darker hardwood flooring when the Pope was here. And I'm kind of curious why they needed to switch up their flooring one way or the other. Or the one guy moved, and his wife and kids kind of transferred to St. Albans Street off of Van Pelt, and when they returned, their hardwood flooring had been redone, and they switched to dark hardwood flooring as opposed to the lighter hardwood flooring. Here's a motorcycle. In fact, the person here had a friend. Well, she learned to ride a motorcycle. She got her license, and then she had a really tall friend, Lance. And, you know, that looks like a bike he would have. And they talk, there are certain people who have motorcycles in their lives, and they might have them for a very specific reason, as opposed to just wanting to feel free on the open road. So we have all kinds of people out here. We have this lady came out from under, this guy with a dog, and this lady with a baby on the front, like alien baby. And see how it looks, see how it's curved here? And it could have like a spaceship, you know, effect or whatever, and it's like silver and gray. So I wondered why she lived there. Then she moved to another really cool place east of here, like slightly northeast on Shakamaxon and Wiley. And, you know, I was invited up for a special soiree. It was just, I'm saying soiree. It was just she, her friend Lance, 2 friends of mine who were also clients. They really have the money. I was the odd one out, like, okay, I'll just show up. I'm not sure why. Like, I was happy to be invited because technically I should have their money, that amount of money. And she just had cheese and crackers. And the weird thing is, it was the same evening as the massacre at the Bataclan in Paris, or in St. Denis with one N, which is a commune outside of Paris. And that's where the Bataclan massacre occurred. And I wasn't here, but I was at Shakamaxon, her other address. And she's someone who has the money to just be able to move around all the time. Should I leave a car? It's quite a hike to get up here if you're, I live all the way down in Center City. But anyway, that's the dealio. What's up with darker hardwood flooring, or people switching out their hardwood floors? Another client of mine lived in the Murano with his wife, and then they wound up having 2 kids, and they had also 2 King Cavalier dogs, little tiny, they look like hush puppy dogs-ish or whatever. But while the Pope was in town in 2015, they stayed in the Roost in the Packard building, which is near City Hall. And everyone, it was like everybody's switching gears while the Pope is here. And then a lot of people left the city altogether. So tons of people fled the city. The weird part is I actually enjoyed the peace and quiet while everyone moved and took on a different lifestyle while the Pope was here. So in a way, I have to thank the Pope for bringing peace to Philadelphia. And I'm wondering why everybody had to shift. For, you know, the city was set up for a long weekend. I forget how many days we have people with, you know, AK-47, whatever those things are. Machine guns and everything. That was the security, and that was here for him. And they were here, say, like for 4 or 5 days, because they had to do a whole major hall setup of the city and everything. So we'll walk up here into Northern Liberties, and then Fishtown is northeast, and that's really where Shackamaxon is. And there's a Carvana out there and everything. I wish I could like just order a car. I wish I had that kind of money. So this would be more of a planned community. It's a little bit more orchestrated, and people might learn a certain way. So if innuendo and nuance could be sent, like people would see the words, like where that guy's coming out. It used to be Exit Philadelphia. It used to be a skateboard shop. They changed it. But there might be, someone might actually get the message to Exit Philadelphia. so anyway. Here, or people learn what people are up to. I guess, wow, these are done here. The last time I was up here, they weren't done. Whatever those are over there, now leasing. And again, where's the money? And the people, I guess if you're like in a relationship and you have 2 incomes, like then you could split, you know, I would love to like have half the cost of living. I have no idea how to have a relationship because of my life path. But these days, it's like I think I could handle it if the right person were around. But anyway, so incredibly supportive. You never doubt, you know, you're always on that person's side. And it's okay to be challenged in the real world, but at home, you need to have each other's back big time and to trust each other big time. So it's hard to trust people who question you as a person. Say anything. I'm kidding. I do want to say something here. I actually found a lot of peace through yoga and like the idea of studying Ayurveda and all of that stuff that is very calming and peaceful, and there's a lot of benefits to that. The problem is you would already have to have money to make money in those fields. Like say you became a yoga instructor, or say you took up the practice of Ayurveda and you're like, I want to sell these products, or I want to be